Welcome to the USA New Times, where truth has no agenda and every story seeks peace. In a world divided, we shine a light on what unites us: honesty, justice, and love. Inspired by the words of Jesus, love your neighbor as yourself.
Good evening and welcome to the US New Times. Tonight we are bringing to you another interesting episode of the returning of one of the great Rwandan genocide denier, Madame Victoire Ingabire, who returned back to court today for her appeal hearing. Today she was at Nyarugenge Intermediate Court, where she had come to hear the case where she had appealed against her sentence, which was passed by Chichukiro Primary Court of sending her for provisional detention for 30 days over the 6 charges that she's facing or she's being charged of, including trying to overthrow the current government, using a strategy of bringing or motivating the majority of Rwandans to rise against the current government. Here is what we are going to explain to you what was going to happen, what was going to be done. Sometime back, her party, Darifa Umurinzi, her party, political party, which is not even registered in Rwanda, organized some kind of seminars where they were trying to facilitate workshops and training individuals on how to overthrow a government without using a gun, without going to the battlefront, but just applying what was in the book. The book was titled The Blueprint, which was written authored by Bobovich, a Greek nation. This book was these people were being trained, online trainings, sponsored by Madame Victoire Ingabire, and the trainings were taking place right in Rwanda with well-selected individuals who were believed not to break the secrets about going for trainings. But one of the trainees who knew about the book was among the people being trained during the time, by the name of Boniface Wanyangandora, came out openly and went to break the secret and explained. He was the whistleblower of the story, what was behind the scene, what was being done, what was being prepared. And the security wings moved in swiftly to investigate the issue, and they found that it was true that people were being trained, people were conducting workshops to come and overthrow the government of His Excellency the Republican President Paul Kagame, using the books, using the formulas that are in the books, citing other countries that have done it in the same way, including Egypt, where Mohamed Morsi was unseated from being the president of Egypt, using the same formula by Muslim Brotherhood. So today in Rwanda, we have seen Madame Victoire Ingabire, an opposition leader who originates from the western part of the country, specifically from current Rubavu district in former Gisenyi prefecture. Madame Ingabire was born from there. Later on, during 1994, after the genocide against the Tutsi, an activity that the mother took place, actively participated in as a genocider, decided to escape Rwanda with her children and ended up going to live in the Netherlands in Europe. In 2006, Madame Victoire Ingabire, together with others, formed the political party, which was called I don't remember some of these names, but she formed the political party, and in 2008 she decided that she's going to come and contest as a presidential candidate to unseat President Kagame, who had been in power for 7 years only. But when she decided to come in 2008, in 2010 years, she came back to Rwanda. She was welcomed by a few of her supporters, and upon arrival, she went to visit Gisozi Genocide Memorial Site, where she visited, which was not a bad idea to visit the place. But her language, after visiting, after knowing that it was not allowed in Rwanda to to actually have genocide ideology, to also not use language that is against or do not accept a genocide against the Tutsi is what she went to do. She, in her words, I quote, she said, I have seen the bodies, I've seen the graves for the Tutsis, but I'm yet to see the graves for the Hutus. A term that a lot of people believed she was not right to use such a term, especially that she was promoting the double genocide. So for that reason, she was actually investigated, and they found her with a case to answer, of which she was taken to the court, and the court found with an offense. She was convicted to 15 years for genocide ideology and genocide denial. She served 8 years, and His Excellency the Republican President released her on presidential pardon. The president forgave her after she wrote a letter asking for forgiveness from him. He considered that letter that this person had changed, that this person had shown what I can call remorse. So the president forgave her. She was released together with others in 2018. When she came out, she wanted to go back to politics, of which among the conditions of being forgiven as a convict, there are some conditions that you have to fulfill, such as not returning back to your old habits. The bad habits that had taken you to the prison is what she went back into, and she was warned several times to refrain from such activities, to refrain from genocide ideology, to refrain from inciting the public against the current government. She ignored all the advices, and she decided to start a fresh move of overthrowing the government by inciting the Rwandans. She had categorically chosen the people to incite, including the motorcycle bikers, the people who go around selling marketeers, and other people that she felt were people of majority. She also warned the people who are being trained, the people that they should avoid, the people that they should not deal with in this deal, especially the genocide survivors, government workers, those from the family of genocide survivors. They should not know about this plan. So you can understand what she was inciting. She was actually rebuilding divisions among Rwandans, even after knowing what divisions did to Rwandans. So because of that, she was investigated, and they found a serious case to answer. She was taken to Kagarama Court on the 15th of June, a case hearing for pre-trial detention. She was sentenced to 30 days on 18th of June, of which she appealed. And moreover, people will ask themselves, why has the case come up for hearing today when we know that the judges are on their annual leave? Yes, the judges are on annual leave, but in some circumstances, when there are some emergency cases, a judge is required to come out of the leave and conduct that sitting or that hearing. This is what happened in the case of Ingabire Victoire. So today she was in court. She still believes that the prosecution was ordered to call her, investigate her, and detain her by the judge. But she's forgetting that the judge, whatever she did, was within her legal circles. She was not out of the legal issues. It was the right thing the judge could do. She used the right procedure to call her. They used the right procedure to investigate her until when she was taken to the court of law. And today she came up for appeal. She explained everything. The prosecution also explained their side. So we shall wait for the outcome, for the judgment, what the judge will come up with. And then we'll come back to you, to the lovers of the US New Times, and tell you the updates on what has come out of the appeal. Straight away, we are not sparing our neighbors in Burundi, where the United States of America have imposed a temporal visa ban to Burundians who are trying to apply for the visa and travel to America, due to some of the illegal means that these people are trying to apply for the visa, which they have been warned for several times. I'll tell people that when you're applying for a visa, from most of these embassies, they share information. So once you become a problem, once you try to use illegal means in applying for the visa, it will land you in big problems, because they have pictures, they have our fingerprints, they have our eye prints. So they have our information that you can be denied or rejected from the France embassy. You go to try to Belgium embassy, you still find your information, because these embassies share information. So for Burundians, they have been temporarily banned from traveling to the US. They won't be getting visas, I think, because the embassy have observed a lot of irregularities in Burundians acquiring these visas. So this is a world update that we are giving to you on the US New Times, as we promised you to be giving you at least every day 10 minutes of updates. We are also not sparing our brothers in Congo, in the neighboring Congo, where today we had in the first time in the history of the M23 and the Burundian government also exchanging war prisons, where M23 handed over the soldiers for Burundians who were on battlefront who were caught, and then also the Burundians handling the M23 who were caught on the battlefront. What does that mean? That means that now that people are getting to understand, they are applying the law. What they did is within the circles of the law. It's actually acceptable to exchange war prisoners, especially that they have got rights. They have got rights to live. They have got rights to life. So even if they are caught on the battlefront, they are not criminals. They are just soldiers who are saving the interest of their nations, their own interest of their own people. So Burundians were saving interest of their chief commander, who's the Republican president of Burundi, as well as the M23 is also saving the interest of liberating their people. So today they did a very good gesture of sharing the war prisoners, which marks the beginning of implementation of peace talks that have been going on in Qatar, specifically in Doha, the capital city of Qatar. So this is another development that we felt we could share with our lovers for tonight. And tonight also we are going to be telling you about another episode of M23 rebels who are also still trying to fight for their rights, for the rights of their beloved ones, who are also being believed to have been accused of killing the population of the Hutu refugees, the Hutu Congolese. This is an allegation that has been received with mixed feelings, and the M23 rebels, through their spokesperson for politics, Lawrence Kanyuka, have promised that they will investigate this issue, and if they find anyone from their collision, AFC and M23 involved into these vices, they will be punished exemplarily. So tonight, I thank you. I was your presenter, Innocent Abumiksha. I hope to meet you tomorrow again. Thank you and good evening and welcome. Keep on doing your subscriptions on the US New Times. We thank you a lot. Thank you.
Welcome to the USA New Times, where truth has no agenda and every story seeks peace. In a world divided, we shine a light on what unites us: honesty, justice, and love. Inspired by the words of Jesus, love your neighbor as yourself,